Hey everybody, it's Andrew back again with another video, and today we have something really special. We have a gaming desktop, a pre-built gaming desktop that really packs a lot of punch, unbridled power here. We're looking at an RTX 4090, we're looking at 13th gen, very powerful processor from Intel, of course, and really great performance here. We're going to get into it all in this review. Of course, I'm talking about the Alienware Aurora R15, all new for 2023. Now, Dell also sent over a 500 hertz monitor to go with this to show off just what this is capable of doing. We're going to get into that and more in this review. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my review of the Alienware Aurora R15 here for 2023. Coming up. Now, before we get to the unit itself, I just want to let everyone know, in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by Dell. I'm not being sponsored by Dell. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own. Dell is not getting copy approval. That means they're seeing this video for the first time, just like you. Now, this unit was provided by Dell, and once this review is done, I'll be sending it back. The Aurora R15 has a starting price of $1,649.99. Now, keep in mind, price as tested here on my review unit is $4,588. It's pretty decked out, so you will pay a premium. You do get a lot of power for this price, and we'll get into the numbers and benchmarks in this review, but that is the pricing on it. For those interested, I'll drop a link in the description below for more information and where you can buy one. Now, they also sent over the Alienware 500 hertz gaming monitor, the AW2524H, an IPS Full HD monitor, 1920 by 1080, with a refresh rate of 500 hertz, a 1 millisecond response time, adaptive sync, you know the drill, $829.99. 500 hertz gaming is pretty amazing, I should say. Although I don't know if most people need 500 hertz, it's definitely nice to have it, especially on a rig like this. For those interested, I'll drop a link to the monitor as well in the description below. Now, you can also pick up a number of different SKUs over at Best Buy. Those links will be in the description below. And speaking of Best Buy, they have some great top deals here for April 2023. I've teamed up with them. I'll bring you some of the deals later on in the sponsored portion of this video. Now, inside the box, they give you the power cord. It's a pretty thick cord, of course, and there's no external power supply. It's all internal, of course, so you don't have to worry about that. Just plug it in. You're ready to rock and roll. The other thing I definitely recommend connecting is this Bluetooth extender. Greatly enhances the range and the responsiveness of the Bluetooth, so definitely connect that to the two ports in the back, the two connections that the antenna connects to. That definitely will enhance it. Now, this has a really excellent port selection. Dell really has you covered here in terms of connectivity. I have a chart here listing both the ports on the front and the rear of the unit. Too many to list here. Just check it out. Rest assured, plenty of ports here for your needs. Now, before we get to the performance, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Best Buy. Now, I've teamed up with Best Buy once again to bring you some of these great deals and great savings on some of your favorite laptops here for 2023. And without further ado, let's get right to it. There are a lot of savings. We're going to start off with the Surface Pro 9. Of course, I reviewed that last year. Very popular on the channel, a very popular device. It is now down to $999. So that's going to be great for those that are looking for a 2-in-1 detachable. That, of course, is the Surface Pro 9, which sets the standard really for that form factor. And I liked a lot of aspects about it. And with this discount at $999, you're getting a lot for the price. Now, of course, you still need to buy the type cover separately as well as the pen. So just keep that in mind. And if you want 16 gigabytes of RAM, that one also saves you $300, now down to $1299.99. Again, link in the description below. Now, sticking with the Surface theme here, we're looking at the Laptop 5, also released last year. I reviewed that as well. That's now down to $899.99. That's $100 off the initial price, which was $999. I think that might have been also reduced. So good savings here on a really solid laptop. Not a huge update over the Laptop 4, but solid nonetheless. So you may want to check that one out. Now, this one's really good. This is one of my favorites from last year. I reviewed this, of course. This is the Dell Inspiron Inspiron 7620 2-in-1, a 16-inch convertible with a gorgeous OLED display, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's also got the NVIDIA GeForce MX 550. That one is now on sale for $1199.99. Yes, that is $350 off the initial asking price. That's a big savings here on a really great, solid 2-in-1 convertible. Now, if you don't want a 16-inch, well, the Dell Inspiron 7420 2-in-1 is also on sale. That one has a Full HD Plus touch display with 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. That one's $200 off with a price of $849.99. Really great savings on a more portable 2-in-1 convertible over the 16-inch. Both having great savings here for 2023 at Best Buy. And here's another good one. We're looking at the Lenovo Flex 5i, a 15.6-inch Full HD touchscreen laptop running the Core i5. That's the 11th gen, which is pretty good actually, with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigs of SSD storage. Comes in a really nice graphite gray. That's on sale for $529.99. That's a really affordable price with a savings of $170 off, which was originally $699. That's really good, folks. This is a solid laptop, especially for a student, a secondary laptop, or just somebody who doesn't want to break the bank. This is a great choice. And for those that have been on the fence regarding the Samsung Galaxy Book 3 Pro 360, great news. $200 off. It is now down to $1699.99. That again is a great savings on an improved laptop in terms of the display, performance, battery life, and overall build quality. I go into it, of course, in the videos, but this is a great savings. You don't want to miss it, especially if you've been debating whether or not to get it. This might be the time to get it. Now, there are even more deals. I couldn't get to all of them, but of course, I will leave links for those in the description below, as well as the ones we've talked about today. And I want to thank Best Buy for sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's talk performance, and this is running the 13th gen Intel Core i9 processor, the Core i9 13900KF. We're talking 24 cores here, 8 performance cores, and 16 efficient cores for a total, again, of 24 with 32 threads. So pretty good performance here, actually really great performance as indicated by these benchmark results. Check out this PC Mark 10 9192 result. Check out the single and multi-core score of the Geekbench 6, the Cinebench R15, the R20, and the Cinebench R23. All right, so we have the Cinebench R23 multi-core score result here, and a very, very impressive 34,786. Holy smokes, people. That is pretty impressive. Now, I'm going to run the CPU single core score right now. We'll be right back with the result. And here we have our result for the single core, and that's 2,056, along with that multi-core score of 34,786. Excellent single and multi-core performance. Looking good so far. So I paired my Stadia controller, which I did unlock, by the way, since Stadia is no longer a service. And I've had this, so I've unlocked it, and it's pretty easy. Just go over, do a Google search. Pretty easy how to unlock the Bluetooth capabilities. I've paired it to the Alienware desktop here, so we'll get gaming on this with this controller. We'll see how that is. And here are some of the gaming benchmarks that I was able to get when I ran GTA 5. We got 187 in terms of the frames per second on 1080p. That went down to 53 frames per second gaming on 4K, all the highest settings, of course. And then Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 200 frames per second, 1080p, and then 115 frames per second, 4K. Far Cry 6, 130 and 110, and then Dirt 5, 242 and 184 in terms of frames per second. So definitely a gaming powerhouse here. Definitely can do some of the high-end gaming and AAA titles. You definitely can do it on this rig. And here we are looking at these frames per second during this Time Spy score. And as we're running it in real time here, look at that, 290, almost 300 frames per second. It's actually very powerful stuff here. So can't wait to get the result. We'll get that in just a moment. And here we have our result on the Time Spy score, 29,263. That is a pretty amazing score. Obviously, this is a gaming powerhouse, and we're not surprised by that. And And you can see here the estimated game performance, and of course we'll show that here. Battlefield 5 at 1440p Ultra, you're looking at 200 plus frames per second. If you go to Apex Legends, that's 140 plus frames per second. GTA 5, 185 plus frames per second. Of course, this is also in 1440p, by the way. And then Fortnite, you're looking at 265 plus in terms of frames per second. And then, of course, the very demanding Red Dead Redemption 2, 135 plus frames per second. So very, very impressive indeed. And here we are at the 3D Mark Speedway stress test. Let's see how it does under load here. Let's see how it performs as far as thermals are concerned. And here's the stress test that I'm running. And as you can see, maintaining excellent frames per second in terms of the maintaining good clock speeds here. It's really good. And we're at loop number 2 out of the 20 that it's going to run. And so far, so good in terms of the thermals. And as far as the fan noise, not kicking up all the way here. And again, I didn't see it overly loud. It hasn't been like a jet airplane taking off. So I think they've done a good job so far with the cooling on this. And as far as the fan noise is concerned, but here you can see we're close to 100 frames per second on a pretty demanding stress test here. So let's get the result. Now, this is pretty surprising. 95.8% means it did not pass the Speedway stress test, meaning there was some throttling detected here. So pretty interesting. And here you can see it got a passing score of 98.6% on the Time Spy stress test, maintaining good clock speeds throughout. Not surprising here with this type of thermals that this is employing here in terms of the cooling. So pretty good result here, of course. Now, Alienware has also improved this cooling solution here. It's gone up to a 240 millimeter radiator rather than the previous 120 millimeter unit. And that makes a lot of sense, especially for high-end processors in gaming and productivity tests that we have here. So it made total sense here. There are 5 120 millimeter fans in total in the system. You got 2 at the front, 1 at the rear, and 2 attached at the radiator. The Aurora R15 is cooler than previous versions of this desktop, and really good results here in terms of the cooling. Now, the new Alienware Aurora R15 has an optional clear glass side panel, which, by the way, is not available on all models, and it lets you look or peer inside the PC to watch the components at work. New to the R15 is a grill of hexagonal cutouts along the bottom half of the panel for improved airflow. If you want to get inside the PC, this is the panel you want to remove. It's easy to do. You simply unscrew one screw on the back of the panel and then gently pry it off. You could also pull off the other panel as well, and even the top of the case. If you want to break out a screwdriver, you'll have to do that. But getting inside, all you need to do is remove the left side panel. Now, you can get around inside to just about everything you need to do, but expect it to take a while. The case is tightly organized, and there are more than 1 or 2 brackets and stays between you and some areas of the case. This is a trade-off you make with the Aurora R15's attractive case design and its relatively compact size. That means limited upgradability. Now, of course, you can upgrade the RAM, you could upgrade the SSD. Again, not as easy as some other units or custom-built units that you would get. But again, the attractiveness of the R15 is that you don't really have to worry about any of that. It's ready made for some pretty powerful gaming performance. And as far as the surface temperatures are concerned, I didn't find any hot spots to be concerned about in terms of heat. I think they did a good job dissipating the heat, never getting too hot to the touch. So they did a good job in terms of the thermals here. And speaking of the fan noise, never going above 51, 52 decibels under heavy load during maximum gaming here. So pretty good in terms of the fan noise, stays relatively cool and quiet. Now, as far as the SSDs are concerned, check out these reads and writes. Excellent results. Gen 4, PCIe, of course. These are very fast, exactly what you need on a gaming rig like this. Okay, Dell sent over the Alienware keyboard with the MX Cherry switches on this, and then the Alienware mouse as well. So let's get it out of the box. Now, along with the keyboard, of course, you get some stickers, which I like to see, and then, of course, some documentation. Sounds really good as far as the keyboard is concerned. Okay, so here's the USB-C port. That's where you'll charge this. So this is the mouse. Looks pretty good. This has that same lunar finish as the Aurora R15 that we have, and looking good. Nice feeling mouse here. Okay, so here we have some adapters, your connector, so you can connect it up, and then so you have different adapters right there. And you get a braided cable. So USB-A to USB-C. All right, so that'll charge that up. Now, Dell also sent over the Alienware 500 Hertz gaming monitor, the AW2524H monitor, and this thing is pretty amazing. It's got a 24.5-inch diagonal display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080. It is full HD, but what makes it pretty special is the fact that it is a 500 hertz display. That is correct. You heard it right. 500 hertz. So you're going to get the really smooth gameplay, the really fluid experience, and that to me is really good. It's got adaptive sync with NVIDIA G-Sync. It's got a 1 millisecond response time. It's got some ports to it. In fact, it has 2 HDMI ports, a DisplayPort 1.4 and more. It also has the cables you need. Everything is there in the box and an easy setup and instruction to go with. All you need to do is screw the base in, and that's pretty much it. Toolless and really easy. Okay, people, let's bring it all home. What do I think about the Alienware Aurora R15 gaming desktop here for 2023? And I think Dell did a great job here running cool and quiet under heavy load. They did a good job on the thermals. As far as the fan noise, I think they did a really, really good job here. RTX 4090 GPU gives you some excellent gaming performance as indicated by the numbers. It's using faster DDR5 RAM. I like the fact that it's easy to open and it's a mostly toolless entry, so that makes it easy to upgrade, although the proprietary designs means you're going to have limited upgrades. That's a little bit of a negative. But I like the attractive case design. I like the plenty of ports that this gives you. But really, this is a gaming desktop for people that don't want to build their own custom build, but want a ready-made solution here that can give you excellent performance, especially when it comes to gaming. This will not disappoint. In fact, I liked it so much, I'm going to give this a score of 95 and earning my editor's choice for the pre-built gaming desktop here for 2023. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course my website, amdtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video.